This is going to be a long video. Everyone knows about the recent Owen drama on CZN, the whole NTR, Cut Chronicles, blah, blah, blah. But, little you know, I'm the best person to cover this drama. This is going to be a long video, not just covering the CZN drama, because that's boring. I don't know if you guys notice, but I am famous on Reddit, or rather infamous. I am the illustrious writer of a series known as the Cut Chronicles, parts 1 through 3. On subreddit drama, for the past year, I make this with thousands of views, so I go over past Cut Chronicles in gacha games. Not just the Owen drama. Right now, let's go over the Owen drama. So basically, to sum it up, because this is boring drama, what happened and everyone's talking about is that Owen dared to hold hands with our units in the story. This is why the drama is happening. Right here. In case you guys are curious. Here, take my hand. This is an affront to humanity, you might think, but there are worse gacha dramas, which I'll cover in this. Basically, the Koreans got mad because the whole culture war, feminism, blah, blah, blah. Everyone knows the Limbus Company. Everyone knows the HSR, where someone came to the knife because the West got a bunny suit and they didn't. These are perfectly normal Asian reactions. I'm Asian myself. And everyone's just looking at the KI communities, insulting them for incel, blah, blah, for taking it too far. You guys aren't thinking hard enough. What you guys should be thinking is, man, these guys are really hardcore. The West are just a bunch of casuals. Because that's what we need to step up our game. They got an entire patch change. Okay? They got an emergency broadcast. Every time they do a death threat in any gacha game, have you noticed they got the game changed? Huh? You know what happened to the girl Frontline 2 drama with the whole skin gacha coming out and people hate it? We see it's a protest, all that. You know what came out of it? Nothing. Nothing. The devs held a fake meeting, okay, and they still kept everything. The Koreans, okay, they got several games changed. They got this game changed. They got Girls Frontline 2 changed. They got Orisries change. They got Brown Dust 2 change. They succeeded. So, moral of the story is that it works. It may not be legal in the United States. It may be overboard. But did they not give us 10 pulls a week? Did they not give us 10 limited pulls a week? Huh? All those people mad about hand holding? Did they not give everyone 40 limited pulls? You gotta think on the positive sides, okay, of this Owen drama. Now, there are worse NTR drama, which I'll quickly cover as the illustrious writer. I'll link it in the description and comments, my past articles on it. Again, in case you're wondering why I don't post on Reddit anymore, because I got banned a long time ago. And why did I get banned? I said that looters were inhuman pieces of shit, and they don't deserve human rights. If you are looting, whether it's in a riot or a protest, I do not consider you people. Cause I don't know if you guys noticed, I am a Vietnamese American immigrant. Well, my mom was. I was born here. But a lot of the looters looted nail salons, and I don't think looters deserve human rights, okay? And whenever you loot a store, okay, you forfeit your ability to be considered a human. There are small business owners, just like you and me. They work hard for their jobs. And before you go over that bullshit about, but the insurance will cover it. You know what happens when we loot a store? The insurance premium goes up. I go work in finance. A lot of the small business owners can't afford that shit. You fucking pieces of shit, okay? If you loot, fuck you and fuck your family. I stand by that. I accept my ban. I accept my ban from Reddit. I say some what people call heinous things about looters, okay? But it shouldn't matter because they're not human, you know? Human rights don't apply to pieces of scum who don't care about the hard-working immigrant family, whose store got looted, whose nail salon got trashed. Yeah, I think bad things should happen to looters. I won't go into it now in this video. It might be too graphic. Again, it was very graphic what I said. I'm not gonna lie about that. I said some wild stuff. I stand by everything I say. I always stand by everything I say. Okay, now on to the rest of the video. So this is my first post about the drama, okay? Cut Chronicles Part 1, I now dubbed it. So, the Cut Chronicles has been a staple in many gacha games. These are my 3-part series. I'm going to cover Girls Frontline drama, Snowbreak drama, and a little drama most of you guys will enjoy the most. Otherwise known as the not safe for work 18 plus porn gacha drama. That one is the best piece of writing work I've ever done. It was the most popular one. It mind broke a lot of people. Okay? I dove deep into the insanity of Orisries. So I'm just going to cover these 2 small dramas, which are completely normal in comparison to what happens in one of the other Cut Chronicles articles I wrote. So this is Cut Chronicles Part 1. So, right now, the Girls Frontline 2, when it released in China, people were mad because every gacha unit in Girls Frontline was modeled after a gun. And I wrote up this. It's a relatively niche community. Massive player base because of global launch. However, they, like many gachas, you date your guns, your robot androids. So, you give them gifts, you get together infinity, and marry them. Or bond with them, giving them a ring, covenant rings. It's basically marrying them, okay? And many references in the game allude to you fucking these robots. Okay? Like, but they never say outright, like, special night training sessions, Commander. Make sure you have the stamina for this. You know I have a night bonus. And they're not really subtle about you fucking the robots, okay? So, what happened? Well, one of the newer dolls is Diane, known as Type 95 in Girls Frontline 1. She is a Chinese favorite. What happened is that her side story, there was a character known as Raymond. Okay? And Raymond dared have a normal friendship with our Chinese gun girl. How dare he? They didn't hold hands. They didn't kiss. They didn't hug. He just visited her cafe or wherever she works, and he's a terrorist. Yeah, that was actually the plot. They had to rewrite the story 3 times, and the drama got so big that the Chinese community dug deep into the game files and found voice files noting that Raymond was mentioned 66 times, whereas by Diane, the girl, in her side story, whereas we, the protagonists, were mentioned 0 times. So they got into a huge hissy fit, because how dare this fucking gun girl think about another man 66 times to R0? That's like your wife cheating on you 66 times before she even remembers you. That's the same thing. I see no difference between this. So, as this, she's also a singer and she entertains high-end clients, blah, blah, blah. And the CN community made a bunch of memes saying that she was whoring herself out for this dirty terrorist. Also, backlash was immense. They dropped out of the top 200 in, 200 in revenue. They made a Billy video here. And there were a bunch of videos when the game launched of watching the game getting boycotted, protests, blah, blah. But they went further and further. The game never recovered in China. And Raymond got a touchy subject. I posted it on the Girl Frontline 2 Reddit. And now they kind of like soft ban or like hide bans if you mentioned the Raymond incident because people don't want to trash over that drama again. But the story got rewritten twice until they gender bend Raymond into a girl. And then they just removed him entirely. They trans Raymond to make the story better. Like, what if we just make Raymond into a girl? People were still mad because They're still like, now he's pretending to be a girl to get with our lady. That's what the Chinese community was like. And eventually, they made an apology video right here, an apology announcement on Bilibili, the Girl Frontline 2 devs. Now, what happened further? So, being the sane fans they are, they noticed it was working. Okay? They began sending death threats, not to the game director, not to developers, but to the voice actress of Diane, or Type 95, and caused her to retire from the industry. And it worked. I'm just saying, I don't condone it. But they did get the story changed. They did remove Raymond. So, who's to say it? And they got the Diane voice actor to retire. Now it's a new Diane voice actor. It's like she never got NCR'd in the first place, right? Now, when the game launched in global, this is a very old post I made like 9 months ago. What the CN fans tried to do, and I mentioned this, and people were like memeing in the comments, and like Chinese players have no chill. It's a very good thread. But to troll players, because the CN thought the West were as hardcore as they were, you know, because they didn't underestimate that the West is full of casuals, you know. We don't really love our girls as much as they do. So what they did is they commissioned a bunch of hentai artists to commission NCR porn of Diane and just spam it to random people playing Girls Frontline 2 who likes Diane Type 95, the character. And you can read it in the comments now, and people were like, joke's on you, I'm into that shit. That's how we took it. They're like paying to send us free NCR porn of Diane. So that's how the first part of this drama worked. It didn't work. It didn't work. The Chinese had no idea the Western gooner mindset. They're like, they would think like, oh, this is disgusting. They're sending me NTR of my favorite character. Turns out the general reaction amongst the community is like, I'm into that shit. That's cool. Free. It's free commission art. So, part 2 I wrote a couple months later. So, I covered the Snowbreak drama and Girls Frontline drama, which I'll cover in this video. Because people like my content, and I'm entertaining for some reason. I don't know why I'm entertaining. So this is, the voice actress was replaced after an apology statement. Link here, I'll show you a link. Wait, what the fuck is this? It's a weeboo? Yeah, there's a link right here. It's loading. Yeah. Voice actor change, blah, blah, blah. Basically, she got driven out of the industry by these players. I'm just saying it worked. I do not condone it. Before people say players condone this, I do not condone death threats against voice actors and voice actresses. However, it would be lying if I were to say they don't work. It would be lying because it's worked several times in gacha drama. You hire a truck, you show up to the Limbus Company office dressed up as the Blue Quartet, and you get the game changed. You get to get the game changed. I'm just saying, it works. I'm just saying we're all a bunch of casuals. Everyone listening to this video, everyone who considers themselves sane, have you considered the reason you're not getting ahead in life is that you don't have that hardcore Asian mentality? Like, all people protesting about certain politics, maybe vegan, blah, 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 blah. Maybe you just love guns or you hate guns or whatever issues. If you put in half of the effort as the average Southeast Asian gacha gamer into protesting as they are when a female gacha character held hands with a male gacha character, maybe you would accomplish more in life. You lazy bum. You lazy, disgusting, no effort bum. Why aren't you as dedicated as these guys are? Okay? If you think just holding signs, I'm just saying they're just much better than us. They're just much better than us. Even I don't put in that much effort as these Southeast Asian gamers in my videos or anything. They put in more effort. You have to applaud them. You have to give them credit that they found a system that works. And they put a lot of effort into it. Let's be honest here. Props to them. I do not condone the death threats. But I do admire their persistence and hard work. With enough hard work, with enough patience and persistence, you can achieve anything in life. So, Snowbreak had a similar drama around the same time where there's a shapeshifter that can shapeshift into your pullable girls. And she sleeps with the bad guy. So, your girls aren't NTRing you, but the community got really mad. Really mad within 24 hours, technically 12 hours, like I posted here. They had an emergency live stream, just like the CCN devs. Again, this is common, right here, CCN devs. They had an emergency live stream where they act all sad, and I think one of the producers was like crying because of backlash, because people were like angry because they were imagining their gacha characters getting NTR by the villain. Because they're like, wait a minute, he has a shapeshifter waifu that can transform into our girls. He is clearly making her transform into one of my waifus and sleeping with her, Mystique style. What a disgusting piece of shit. So these players were like, oh my gosh, the villain could be sleeping with a shapeshifted version of my waifu right now. So the dev said, blah, blah, blah. So it was intensified because before this event, before this story update came out, the devs participated in the harassment and mocking of girl Frontline 2 players and devs because of the previous aforementioned drama I covered earlier. So basically, when everyone in every gacha community over there made fun of girl Frontline 2 because they cucked the players with the Diane story, as I said before. And the devs said, we would never do this to our players. And they started memeing, calling their players cucks or green hats. Now, to summarize what a green hat is, it means you're a cuck in Chinese culture because of a story about a green hat analogy. Chinese users in the comments below can explain the green hat Chinese thing. I don't want to cover in this video. Oh, before I go to that. So, back to the girls Frontline 2. So, there's also one of the girls, some of the gun girls, the terrorist Raymond was also Israeli in origin. They're based on things. So it happened around the same time as the whole, And that was another reason for the Chinese players to hate it. Because they were like, our Type 95, and Type 95 Dayan for the girlfriend was the main service gun for Chinese. Like Chinese soldiers use it all the time as Chinese gun. So it's double harassed. So they're like, why is an Israeli terrorist character being friendly with my Chinese gun? How dare they? That summarized the additional context of why they were super mad. So, right now, there is this. Well, not right now, it's a while ago. So there were a bunch of posts. This guy made an entire infographic right here. An entire several page PDF on why the Snowbreak Chew drama breaks the game. So right now, he looked closely into the gun files and found that 01 refers to male NPCs in the beta. So he wants every instances of the numbers 01 to be banned from the game. Look, female enemy can shapeshift into any enemy and have sex with the boss. How dare they NTR my characters? How dare they? Also, an NPC calls one of their units cis yao, which means an old word for prostitute, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, turtle male. Again, they went to extensive work and effort. Even in Mormons, there's none of the lore creators, none of the content creators are putting this much work into digging into game files and finding every instances. So basically, 01, binary code, 01, 02, genders. 01 is coded as male, 02 is coded as females. So he went through the entire game files. This one solo gamer, one person, dug through every single game file asset and found everything that was labeled in binary as 01 over 02 male NPC. And they got every single male logistic NPC with female ones. Here's the post. Every male NPC logistics officer was replaced with a girl NPC. Because we can't have dudes existing in our gacha just besides us, you know? So, the devs did this. They put in the effort. They put in the effort to remove every single female NPC in the game for logistics officers and replace them with males. Because of this one dude. And the one dude worked with them. He kept reminding them, what about this asset in file path 69? You forgot about this file. Until they scrubbed every reference in the game code. Okay? That is insane. Props to him. I cannot influence games on that degree. I cannot do that. I cannot go to the Mormon's dev and be like, hey, remove this shitty fuck Clem from the game. They wouldn't do that because I'm not passionate enough. Okay? I'm not as hardcore as these guys. That guy did not get one character removed. He got an entire gender genocided. He genocided all the males from the game. He basically was a one-person wrecking machine. And all the comments here. Is it prude grandstanding to have male characters? People are supported. Money talks and grandstanding don't. Schizo outbreak, insecure whack drops, pure MAGA sims, blah, 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 blah. All this reactions in the article. So this is because of the gender war between female and males in Southeast Asian security, male and, men and women. Everyone who's Southeast Asian already knows about the gender war drama in Asian culture. The small penis emoji, all that. I don't care about that much. Like, right now, one of the other comments, I'm just going to read off the highlights from my post. One of them was really mad for Genshin because he dug up and found out there was a very long time period where there was no 5-star female characters. And he was like, these devs are trying to make us gay. That's how insane these fans are. You go 6 months without a female character, you're like, oh my gosh, the devs are making me gay. It's all part of a grand scheme, So, here we go. They wanted every image with the text 01 to be removed from the game. Any number with 01, and there's this one post right there that compared the 01 to slavery. If you support male NPCs, you are supporting slavery. Yeah. And people made fun of them for it, and people, defended them for it. Like, you mean your Chinese male ego is so fragile by simply mentioning about a deleted male character mock you and go to the battlefield for this? What a horrible day for male gacha gamers in China. Like, the drama was insane. And this guy, you call it silly? Look at the debauchery of Yasuke, the slave samurai from the AC series at this point. Give them an inch, it escalates a mile. I'm just saying, if you add male NPCs, where does it stop? Where does it stop until all the male NPCs are stealing our waifus? In the upcoming age, how can I ensure that my female gacha character stays pure? Maybe, but just saying, if these guys weren't right, why did the devs cater to them? Why did the devs cave? Because the devs realized the truth, the light of their passion. We can't be that passionate. I'm just saying, all the people calling them weird incel freaks, why didn't the devs listen to you? Because you weren't passionate enough. You didn't care enough. And obviously, the more you care about something, the more right you are. So, let's go to the real reason you guys go at this. Part 3, my best piece of writing ever on Reddit. The Cuck Chronicles Part 3, otherwise known as, I'd rather watch gay porn than cuck my girls. So, I'm going to slightly censor myself here because of the nature of the topic. These are R18 plus gachas. There exists a sphere of not safe for work, extremely adult gachas, which are extremely expensive, extremely niche. What I mean about R18 plus, they hire people from adult animation studios known as hentai, and they make gachas. And pools cost a lot more. How much more? Well, in this gachas, it's $50 for a 10 pool. I'm not playing it up. It was $50 for a 10 pool in most of these H gachas. And some of the players in these gachas love their waifus so much, they spend a lot of money, and you get special content from the devs, okay? If you're a premium spender in this R-rated Arikingama. And this is one of the biggest AAA R-rated gachas, Orisries, that got numerous patches. So, this game is almost like Epic 7, so I heard. But the difference is PvP focused endgame with some PvE. You have male and female units. They make another R-rated game with gay stuff too. So, when you fight your opponent in PvP and you win, you take their units and you do things to them. The opponents have to watch sometimes. Oh, well, they don't have to watch anymore after the first patch. But, so, this mind broke a lot of gacha players. Because if you lose, your unit gets NTR'd by your opponent. So, mind break. And it exists as gay or straight. You can have your male characters violate them, or your female characters violate them. And they were all high quality animated H scenes. So I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to let you guys recover for a few seconds. Okay, I just dropped like a nuclear bomb on you guys. Some of you guys are pausing the video, are going like, what the fuck did Flares just say? This can't be real. No. It's real. I have a post here. I'm not going to click on any of these links here because this video will get demonetized and I'll get taken off. Some of the scenes are one of the most explicit R scenes you've ever seen. It was insane. But credit to the devs. They did it equally to male and female characters. So that was the concept of the game. And so people were like, oh, why would the devs let us do this, right? You would think like normal reaction would be, don't play this game, right? No. So these games, people really connect with their characters. So the writing is apparently good. So if you're a top spender for your waifu, you get the main writer to provide additional content to you outside of the game, which is real-time chat for the top spenders. Meaning that you could chat with your girl in real time. The writer has to write to the top gooners. Like, let's say you spent like $50,000 on like a unit, for example. Keep spending money for no reason. The writer has to chat with you 60 time role-playing as the character. And there's also parasocial marketing campaigns, such as sending you panties and other clothing items from your designated fictional pullable character. This is the sphere of niche R-rated gachas. I put a break here too. You would need time to digest the information I am giving to you. I am sorry. You would need to digest this information, have the links I'm giving to you. So, this is a very big AAA R-rated gacha with all the big R-rated gacha players. They are a very big and rich community. The closed beta has over 10,000 players for Orisries, causing a server crash day one. This was the trailer and gameplay videos. They have a safe for work version and whatever. So, they have 6 to 7 digit marks on their platforms. The game was exposed to millions of players. This is more than all of Mormon's combined. All of Mormon's trailers combined is a fraction of how much money this R-rated gacha made. So, the idea is the game is not segregated, male and female. Instead of making traditional R-rated H gachas, they have both genders. Mostly in these gachas, you are the only dude. The entire cast is female. But in this one, they want to appeal to a broader demographic. If you're a gooner girl, if you're a gooner guy, if you're a gooner gay, if you're a gooner lesbian, they have content for you. Your female unit can violate another female unit. Your female unit can violate a male unit. Your male unit can violate a male unit. Your male unit can violate a female unit. They animated scenes for every scenario. Every fucking scenario. So let's say your favorite waifu, you can send her to violate another waifu. Or a man. After you win your PvP match. However, PvP is essential because they gate currency and level up maps behind PvP. When you win, you freely, your units. That's the main gameplay unit. You fuck your opponents and level up. You play the game, fuck the unit, get cum points. This is not what they're called. I memed this for the article. I call them cum points. It's something else. That's how you get points to unlock more R-rated animated scenes. You win enough PvP, you invest in the currency, you get cum points. I'm calling them cum points in the video too. That's basically what they are. You can only get cum points by fucking your opponent's units, okay? You can release them. You can set them free, but you won't get their get the EXP basically. So basically you have to violate the unit if you want to level up your units. So, the flaw. Here's where the title comes in. Men in general do not want to see their units ravished by their opponents when they lose. They hate the idea of their girls getting bukaki'd when they lose. So instead of not playing the game and complaining why is there R-rated, violation content that's morally wrong, they started only using male units because they realized that if they only use male units, their girls won't get violated. So the meta became everyone using male units. This started a thing known as the gay porn era, which I doubt it. So this resulted in everyone switching all of their units in PvP to dudes, even if the dudes weren't strong. Because if you lose, you can send them a DM like, ha 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 ha, you have to fuck my dudes, gay. That was the thing. Like, you can opt not to capture them, but they won't get EXP. So if you lose, you are satisfied in knowing that your opponent has to fuck a dude. Okay? So that's a win-win. If you win, you get EXP. If you lose, you make fun of your opponent in the DM saying, ha ha ha, you have to fuck my male units. Ha ha ha, gay. So, if he doesn't fuck your dudes, he doesn't get anything. So it's like he didn't win at all. So, everyone switched to male units, the gay porn era. And eventually, it became a new meta. They decided to go harder. They'd pick only the male units with the worst to R-word scenarios, with the most unappealing sex scenes. So they went through all of the gay sex scenes. They're like, which one is the most gross? And they used those units in PvP. So over the course of a few weeks, the meta for PvP, it became a full-fledged gay game. And it got posted on Gacha Gaming. So everyone memed on it, and it got more audience from the West trying it, because we found it hilarious. So you either get NTR'd or forced to watch gay sex. This is the article. Hilarious State of Orisries, a hentai gacha. This is a very good article. I'll link it in the comments. So, people are like, actually, if you send gifts, girls to get NTR while you're forced to have gay sex because no one else is willing to do that. It's like the shitty prisoner dilemma, where if everyone cooperates, it's the best outcome. But because everyone betrays you, you're stuck with betrayal. It's a pick your poison situation. Yeah, it's the prisoner situation, but in a gacha game. Like, instead of everyone using girl units, and if you win some, you lose some, everyone chose to use guy units. So everyone who watches this game for it. It's like the prisoner situation. Really? So one comment was like, you decided to turn our entire game to a non-consensual gay sex dungeon instead of watching some straight NTR. Really? Players, you underestimate our power. Think of it this way. If I send out my 5-star waifu and you beat them, you get to see hentai with them. If I like my waifu, I don't want to do that. So I would send a weaker 4-star unit and you probably beat them. But now you have to watch them watch hentai to get your resources. So who really wins here? Okay? Like, everyone was memeing on the West. Catch character, I can never break. Do your worst. No, you can go. Door's open for you. Oh, you sure? Have a nice day. I'm not going to bed. You kind of are. Like, people memed on it so hard on Reddit in the West. Like, men sent out to die because the ones in power don't want to give away their woman, just like in real life. This is basically what the meta became to be. Everyone using dudes. Everyone using dudes. But this is one funny Google translated Chinese comment I found with the drama. White, green hat, gay rat. That was the green hat thing. They're insulting. Option to free save soldier, please, or your mama go sky. Your home will burn well if you force gay counseling on loyal fanbase. Why you allow me pull Gilliam? That's a male unit. I not want real man. Real woman only, please. Typical Taiwan gay man. You harass real China with game and steal money. I want money back as rare gamble mean I want rare woman, not rare men. So people were memeing and threatening the developers on Facebook and Weibo and all that. And these are some of the highlight comments I found. It was all Google translated. I don't speak Chinese, but I hope you have insight onto the mind of the typical R-rated gacha gamer based on those comments. So the response is the developers are like, sorry, we made our games too gay. Is the response. This is the link. I'm not going to click on it. I don't want to get this video taken down. But you guys can click on it. So what happened was, after the initial drama, and they started changing, adjusting the gay, stuff, gay furries from the West discovered the game. And nothing is as powerful as a gay furry, especially gay IT furries in the West. So they're like, this game has gay porn? This game has gay porn? Well, this is amazing. I love this. So the game, which is primarily a Chinese East Asian thing, got an influx of Western gay furries. So the game was slowly becoming an actual full-fledged gay game, and more gays were joining. The company and the original player base did not want this to happen. You know why? Right now, for the past month or two, when you win, you get DM. Like in More Men's, you friend a guy and then you DM them in game. Ha ha ha! You fuck my male unit. You're gay. Ha ha! You disgusting piece of trash. Have fun fucking my male unit. So it doesn't work on these gay furries, okay? Because normally the winner needs to not like gay porn. The gay furries broke the meta. Because typical average gacha gooner gamer was like, oh my gosh, I won. This is disgusting. Now, the gay furries, they get the advantage of winning. And they enjoy the gay sex scenes. So, they counterattacked. You normally BM them. Like, look, gay furries. So, when a Chinese player BM a gay furry from the West, the gay furry now types back, yeah, I'm enjoying your men. You have any more men? Oh, your guy is so hot. They sent them back their gay porn, and they continued it. They're like, the gay furries loved it, because usually the meta was you lose, you send an opponent or a DM saying like, haha, and you write a fanfic about how they're sleeping with your dudes. And the gay furries are now responding back saying, yeah, I love your dude so much, dude. Oh my gosh. So, gay furries took it a step further on Reddit, okay? They used ChatGPT and AI to translate their fucking gay furry fanfictions on how they dominated and NTR'd and cucked the other players' male units when they won. And they talk about their big monster furry appendages, you know. So now, the Chinese don't know what to do. This is mind broken. The gay furries love it. Some gay furries, one of them in the comments here, wrote about how he actually went out and started learning Chinese so he can write better Chinese gay furry fan fiction to send to his opponents when he won and harass them more. Because that was the meta. Like, if you lose, you just harass the person who beat you with gay porn. Gay furries in the West were taking language classes to traumatize these Chinese gamers. In waves! In waves! There were hundreds of them! Fine furry soldiers from the West toppling the Chinese player base. The CEO had to respond, and within weeks of this dynamic, they removed almost all of the gay porn and ignored the gay player base. This decimated the gay community. He apologized, and he started segregating Western players and CN friend requests and DMs. So if you're a global player, you cannot DM a Chinese player. Because global players were, after they won, they would write gay furry fanfiction and send it to their CN opponent. This was bad. They were at a threat of getting legit taken down in Asia. Because all these gay furry fanfictions that were exceedingly graphic. So, they removed most of the graphic gay sex scenes. And that's the sort of the drama today. So I mentioned in comments below. So no one is as powerful as a rich gay furry. Blah, blah. Anti-gay, blah, blah, blah. Like, there are a couple other unhinged things. Yeah, people enjoyed this article a lot. About them. Like, some players were like, this is Western imperialism forcing their culture among us. The Chinese had this idea that they included these graphic gay porn in their games to try to make the Chinese more Western and imperialist and whatnot. And this is American influence. It's like some kind of black ops situation where we're trying to furify the Chinese community. There were a lot of theories going around the Chinese community. They were a bit slightly unhinged, if I do say so myself. Because if the gay furries wanted to furify your entire race, none of us can stop them. You think we control our furries? You think the West control our furries? No. The IT workers are the backbone of all finance. Okay? Furries have unprecedented power in the West. We don't send the furries as some kind of black ops agent to destabilize countries. That's what McDonald's is for. And that concludes this video. I hope you enjoy it.